The gold crash in California was just over. All those tramp miners were coming up through here, going up to the gold fields. A couple of the guys stopped right here, and they found this rock. Who knows what that rock is?
Calcite?
Quartz.
Quartz.
Quartz. Believe it or not, quartz is an indicator that something precious is in that mountain. Yes.
Hold on, girly.
Why is there a golden rock like that?
Well, wait till we come out, okay?
Okay.
I'll talk to you about it when we come out. But quartz,
Hold on.
I like it.
I like it too. Quartz is an indicator that there's precious metals in that mine. Now I just got to prove it to you, huh? Get your cameras out. Come up here. We'll take some pictures.
Oh, this is cool.
They found a vein of quartz right here, and they found a vein of quartz right here. So they went to work. Instead of going up the gold fields, they went to work. You guys need to stand back a little bit, please. Thank you. This is what they call their drill steel. The end of that was fairly sharp. Oh, don't turn 75, kids. What do you guys call this?
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer?
Double jack.
We call it a double jack. We call it a double jack because of the two heads on it. But you really know what I call it? I call it a lot of work. It always took two men to do this job. One guy would hold this drill steel right against the quartz vein, just like that. Your partner would grab the end of this double jack with all his might. He's going to swing it and hit the very end of it. They're going to turn it a quarter of a turn. They're going to swing and they're going to hit it again. Turn it a quarter of a turn. Swing and hit it again. That's exactly how they would break the rock.
Oh.
Keep in mind, we're in 1884.
Yeah.
Did we have electricity back in that day?
No.
I wasn't here, but they say no. This mine was mined under candlelight.
Wow.
Under candlelight, you cannot see the end of that drill steel. So what they used to do is take their thumb, watch this. Put your thumb right, see how it turns white? That is now the target. Your partner would swing that double jack, you move it very quickly.
Wow.
Or else you
That is a fact, folks.
lose your fingers.
That's exactly how they did it.
It's gotta be painful.
That being said, they mined it for 7 years. How far did they make it? Under
very far.
candlelight. 20 feet, I heard.
30
100
less.
feet.
30 feet at the best. Would you say?
100 feet.
Oh, 100 feet?
Yeah.
That's the winner right there.
Nice.
70 feet in 7 years.
That.
Huh?
100 feet.
70.
You were thinking that. It's
You were
70.
thinking that? Next time, speak a little faster. 70 feet in 7 years. And you know what the problem is? They didn't find a dang thing. All that work and they found nothing. So they packed up and they left. This mine stayed idle until 1960. 1960, a big company bought this place and they brought up heavy equipment. That's the reason for the rails right there. They advanced it another 400 feet following the quartz veins all the way in. They got in there 400 more feet and they ran out of quartz. Folks, if you don't have quartz, you don't have lead, gold, or silver. And I'll prove that to you. So at that time, they turned around, they backed up, and they sunk a shaft 200 feet down, thinking the ore was going to be there. That's exactly where they found it. They found the silver when they went 200 feet down. The silver they found came in at a ½ ounce per ton. That's how they measure everything. You take a ton of ore, and you got a ½ ounce in it, you're not going to make any money. So the silver is still in here. This mine never, ever produced any silver. 1983, we turned it into a tour destination. That's why you guys are here today. 83, we turned it into a tour destination, and that's how they're making their money today. Have you guys ever heard of the Sunshine Mine disaster? We're going to talk about it a little bit. May 2nd of 1972, the richest silver mine in the world caught on fire. The wood in the mine caught on fire. That fire unfortunately killed 91 miners. It was a horrible day in this valley. May 2nd of 72, it was a horrible day. I lost a lot of my friends. 171 men went in the mine that day. 91 of them perished because of a fire, carbon monoxide poisoning. Because of that day, mining's changed forever. You hire out of a mine today, you're given 2 of these brass tags. One of them, this is my miner's belt right here. I wore this belt every single day. One of them's gonna go right here on my belt. See that right there? The other one, we're gonna put it right there. That tells everybody in the world that you and I are going into this mine. If there happen to be an accident today, all they have to do is look at that board. Brass on the board, miners in the mine. Any of you guys use a brass system? Your job?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, sir? Or what were you?
Core drilling.
Oh, we're gonna do that today.
Perfect.
We're gonna core drill today. If I make any mistakes, you let me know, okay? Yeah, core drilling, it's a big thing. But a lot of people use this. Military does. Police officers use it. Yeah, it's quite the system. If you guys have an opportunity today on your way home, stop at exit 54 going west. It's called the Big Creek exit. You go off that exit right there, we've got a beautiful memorial set up for these 91 miners. All right, we've told everybody that we're going in, so let's go. We're gonna come out right here. Under compressed air. We're not gonna be doing this anymore. You walk into a mine, it's called a portal. Like I said, we're gonna walk in right here, and we're coming out down at the bottom. How are we gonna do that? Let me go show If you use your head there, you can't come into the mine. All right, folks, I'm going to tell you a little bit. There's 5 tour guides that work at this mine. We all tell a total different story. What's ever coming out of my mouth today is right directly in my head. I'm going to tell you about this rock. This rock is what we call metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock is a rock that was formed under huge, huge pressure with a lot of heat. Yellowstone National Park's within 200 miles of us as the crow flies. You ever been down there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can see all the volcanic activity. Like I said, we're within 200 miles. That's why this is a metamorphic rock. That's why you kids can come in here, because it's a very, very, very safe mine. The reason why we're the richest valley in the world is because of our major fault lines. You hear about fault lines in California all the time, don't you? Yes. You don't hear about them in Idaho. We've got major fault lines. If we didn't have any fault lines, we wouldn't have lead, gold, or silver. Our biggest fault line goes from St. Regis, Montana, all the way to northern Spokane, right down I-90. I don't know how deep it is, but it's there. Back in the day, that's where most of these mines were, right on that fault line. So this is what we do. This is what this gentleman does right here. He runs this machine. This is called a diamond drill machine. You can take this machine and you can put it in any position you want to put it at. Obviously, it's a very old one. You can take it and drill that way. You can drill any way you want to drill. This bit right here is hollow. It's a hollow bit. There's diamonds all the way around the top of that. All the extensions that go on this are hollow as well. We're going to put this on the end of this shaft. It's going to spin very, very, very fast. And we're going to put it right into the mountainside right there. This is exactly what we produce. Look at how it cuts it right out. See how that cuts it right out? That's called a core. First thing we're going to do with this core is we're going to give it to a geologist. There's always a geologist in the mine. He's going to study it. A geologist is a guy that studies rocks. I don't know if you knew that or not. He's probably going to cut it in half and study the heck out of this core. If he finds any silver, gold, copper, zinc, anything in it whatsoever, they're going to tell us. We're gonna put it down here in this box. In there, 396 feet, we've got silver. And the geologists will map it all out. When we have time, we'll come back and we'll go after it. This machine right here would go a max 500 feet. The new ones today, they're electric hydraulic. The bits are about that big around. And believe it or not, they can drill in for 5,000 feet and bring out that core. Correct? 5,000?
What's the deepest you drove?
6,300.
So it goes up to 6,300.
That's I think in Nevada they have some wells up there that are like 15,000 feet.
Wow. Just amazing. That's how we find it. Hopefully we go through a fault line or something major. That's how we find the silver, is by drilling. It's very technical drilling too. You can put a hole right there and absolutely find nothing. You can go up 6 inches, drill it again and still find nothing. You can go to the left, maybe 6, 7 inches, drill it again, and that's possibly when you're gonna find it. It's very technical drilling. That's what this gentleman right here does. Yes?
I think I know how like from there to the end we're gonna get like there. So we're going to go on a straight line curve, then still straight.
Thank you very much.
Good job, bud. You're right.
I know what you said. Do you guys know the story of the canary in the coal mine?
Yes.
Who does not?
I don't.
Canary in the coal mine was a gas detector. That's exactly what that bird would do. That bird's got really, really, really small lungs. So these coal miners used to take this canary into the mine with them, take him down the shaft, put him on the bench. They would go to work, constantly watching that bird. If that bird tipped over, you better get the heck out of that mine.
Poor canaries.
Yeah, that canary will tell you that there's methane gas or carbon monoxide down there.
Wow.
That's how they detected it back in the day.
Yep.
Obviously today everybody's got a smartphone and they can dial down into the mine to see what's down there nowadays. But the canary played a huge part in coal mining. Notice I'm saying coal mining. I'm not saying hard rock mining, and that's exactly what this is. It's called hard rock mining. We don't deal with carbon. People ask me all the time, how many fossils have you found in this mine? The only fossil you're going to find in this mine is right here. Come on down,
They've
folks.
had crazy fossils at the Kiewit mine
yeah.
in that
Wait,
phosphate.
Stand right here for me. If you would,
Oh, we're gonna stand right where he says.
Right there. Stop. There you go. We got to fall in love with each other, folks. As long as you can see this map right here. This is a schematic of the Sunshine Mine. This is exactly where that accident happened. That accident happened right in the middle of the mine, right there. But enough said. This is a great big huge elevator. You guys ever been in a skyscraper? Mm-hmm. On the skyscraper, you get on that elevator at the bottom and you ride it all the way to the top. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. These big mines, we get on it on the top and we ride it all the way to the bottom. This one goes down to 5,700 feet. It's a counterbalanced elevator. What that means is when we're riding it down, the ore comes out on the backside, just like this. As you go down into this mine, every 200 feet, we have a different level. These black lines you see right here, they're tunnels, just like you guys are in right now. That's exactly where the men work. The type of mining we do here is we call it stope mining, the cut and fill method. What does that mean? You guys ever picked up a piece of lead?
Heavy.
Very heavy. So we're gonna go up to get it. We don't get down here with our shovel and dig it all up into an ore car. We go up, it's already been diamond drilled, so they know where it is. We're gonna go up, we're gonna cut it all out, it's gonna fall down an ore chute right into a train car. That's how we do it. Now we'll go back and we'll fill that void up before we even leave. And I'll explain to you momentarily what that's all about. Here's another major change because of the Sunshine disaster. I don't know if you saw this out there on my belt, but I wore this for over 20 years. I never had to use it, but I did wear it. If you're working away and you look up and see fire or smoke, you're gonna pull it out of its case, and that's exactly what it looks like. You're gonna take this mouthpiece right here and you're gonna stuff it directly in your mouth. And you're gonna plug your nose with that right there. Thank God I didn't have to use it. That would never fit my nose. But anyway, you're gonna put it on your face and you're gonna start breathing through it. It's called a self-rescuer. What it does, how do I say this? It converts carbon monoxide to a breathable gas. That's exactly what it does. There's a chemical in here called bakelite. It blocks the carbon monoxide from coming into my body. When I took the training on this, they said, Lee, if you ever have to use it, that mouthpiece might get really, really hot. It'll get up to 300 degrees. Is that what they taught you as well?
Yeah, they always said 150, but I don't doubt it. Especially if you're running.
Yeah. But it's going to blister your mouth.
Oh.
It's going to blister your mouth if you're in a smoky situation.
Better a blistered mouth than dying.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Better to have a blistered mouth than die.
Yeah, that'll heal.
That was the question I was going to ask. Would I pull it out at that time? Absolutely not. It's called a self-rescue, folks. We're going to run that machine now. Come on down. Say hi to Wally.
Hi, Molly.
Wally got hurt in the mine.
Oh, let's.
It's kind of like you get to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You guys outside what quartz does? It's an indicator. Look what we found right here. Look what we found. Those quartz veins that I was showing you out there indicates that there's a precious metals. There they are right there. All that black and silver stuff right there is silver. Silver is black. There's some silver right there. See it? Yeah, it doesn't get shiny until you run it through the process.
Oh.
Remember what I was telling you about metamorphism? Look at how straight up and down this rock is right here. Look at how this one goes down and bends back up. My golly, look at the power of Mother Nature.
It's amazing.
So back in the day, they would have taken wood in here and they would have supported this whole thing with wood, but that's what caught on fire at the sunshine. So what we do today, we had to figure out a new way to do it. That's called a mat right there. That's called a mat. We're gonna get one of those mats, we're gonna get our jackleg, and we're gonna drill us an 8-foot hole. We'll get that hole drilled, we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it right directly in there. We're gonna pound it right in. This is made out of spring steel. See that gap right there? That gap will close when we pound it in there. It'll hold that rock right directly in place. We hope. See those little tiny rocks right there? That's what we call a Hertz donut. Hit you on the head, it hurts donut. To keep those up there, we just take galvanized fencing and put it all the way across. Come on in and have a chair.
Everybody else has a seat before I sit down, okay?
I hope I got a chair for everybody.
Yeah, that's your potty.
You can sit on there, though.
I know, that's a good spot.
Okay, we ready? Remember what I was telling you about how they used to mine by candlelight? We're gonna do that right now. I don't think you guys believe me. So when I turn these lights off, let me know if you can see the end of that drill still. Can I borrow your thumb? No. No. Why does people always say no? All right, I'll use my own. Here we go. Can you see it?
Barely.
Barely.
I
Yeah.
can see it perfectly.
Well, you don't see it well enough to throw a double jack at it. I guarantee
I
it.
can see nothing.
So I'm gonna put my thumb there. Do you see it better?
Yes.
That's the purpose right there.
Oh my God.
You're gonna swing that double jack, you're gonna hit it right on the very end. They might have had another candle here, but they definitely had this one candle.
Sit down, girl. Fine.
Okay, now you know why it took them 7 years to go 70.
That's ridiculous.
This was invented in 1900. You guys ever seen one?
Yep.
No.
It's called a carbide lantern. Watch this, kids. Look at this. That's drinking water right there, right? gonna put it right in there. Do you think fire burns or water burns?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just poured water in there, watch this.
Oh. Beautiful.
How did that happen? Let's gotta see these eyes.
You just touched the file and
Did.
it just went
Look
on
at
it.
that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's burning
Yeah.
the water.
That's called a carbide lantern, folks. You take calcium of carbide, which is a man-made material, and you put it in this bottom chamber. You saw me put the water in the top. They are allergic to each other. The water drips into the carbide, and it makes the gas. All right, you chemists, what kind of gas we got?
Katie.
That's how they make acetylene. It's an acetylene flame. Should get a little bit brighter, a little bit stronger, but it's not going to. It took the place of the candle. Let me show you the major difference.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, we can
It's-
point all of the light in one direction.
Yeah, it's very directional. You don't need your thumb there anymore. But normally this flame is out here about this far. It's getting weak, like me. It's called a carbide lantern. They wore them from 1900 all the way up to 1950, right here on their hat. Got a big old bomb right on their head. This is the light I wore. You guys saw my big miner's belt outside? This is what I wore. That loop would go right through, right there. I had my self-rescuer here. I had this lantern here. Look at how it goes up right up my back. See? See how it curls? That's why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
That cable would curl. I couldn't get it to lay on my back right.
Ah.
The best one was when you get a guy that throws hard at it, it was him in the legs.
Yeah, loses light. This is the one we use today. What kind of a light do we use today, folks? It's an LED. Look at how bright it is. Pretty bright, isn't it? This is how dark these mines are. They're not lit. This is the only light you have in a mine. Anybody want to be a miner?
No.
My buddy right there does.
Amen. Thank you.
What do you guys call this right here?
A toilet.
A toilet. There's a lot of names for it, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
I know what you're thinking.
I
We call that a honey bucket. How could something so disgusting be called a honey bucket? Well, the reason why is it never has any odor, it never has any bacteria. Everybody's got a poo, I don't care who you are, even in the mines. When you're done, there's going to be a sack of lye right there. You're going to take 2 or 3 scoops of lye and you're going to put it in that bucket. It's going to kill the odor, it's going to kill all the bacteria.
That's smart.
Huh?
That's smart.
Yeah. You don't even know it's in here. Somebody asked me yesterday, how about privacy? How about privacy, Lee? That's pretty private, isn't it?
Just turn off your light.
Turn off the light. 1973 in this valley, we had over 200 active mines. Believe it or not, town of Wallace had over 7,000 people that lived there. I doubt that there's 1,000 people that live there today. But in 73, we had over 200 active mines. They could not find enough men to do the work. So what they did, this mine never produced any silver, so they turned it into a school, a certified school. The mining companies got together with the local high school and talked to the graduating class to see what they were going to do. If they wanted to be miners, they would bring those kids down here and we'd teach them everything about mining. When they got done with this program, they could go out into this valley and get any job they wanted to and make an excellent living. It lasted till the year 1980. That's when we had a huge silver crash. 1980, the price of silver was well over $50 an ounce. Overnight, it fell to $6 an ounce. We had to close all these mines. There's 3 open today. You got the Galena mine up in Mullen, Idaho, which happens to be the deepest active silver mine in the United States. That shaft will go down to 9,100 feet. What's the rock temperature down there, folks? Anybody have any idea?
It's hot.
120.
125.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
The rock temperature. Yeah, he's a miner. I can tell. The rock temperature is 125. Why is that? Why is the rock temperature so
These are
high?
getting closer to the shore.
Good job. You'd be surprised how many people say it's minus 50 down there, or minus 40.
No.
I think it's colder.
Yeah,
You get closer to that core, it's molten hot.
you're exactly
You don't
right.
wanna
So that
get
heat
closer
just
to it.
radiates out.
There'd be so many times he'd call home and he doesn't have a shirt on because he's sweating.
It's hot down there. They put major air conditionings down there and major blowers just to cool the air down to about 95 so these miners can go to work. The other mine that's open, believe it or not, is the Sunshine. It's back open. They opened it here about 6 months ago. We're really excited about it because it was the richest silver mine in the world. The other one is the Bunker Hill mine where I worked. I worked at Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill mine's not a deep mine, but there's over 160 miles worth of tunnels in the Bunker Hill mine. I used to pedal my little, all over that mine. I had a little bike that I traveled all over the place.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun because I had to go at different places. Back when I was working in the mine, they had a machine called a Copco. You ever seen one?
I don't think so.
A Copco is a little, I'll show you one in a minute. But I had to go to these different stopes and I had to repair them is what my job was. Over 160 miles worth of tunnels. That's huge. All right, let's go to school. You want to go to school?
No.
All right,
Stay there.
I'll show you how we do it. This right here is what caught on fire at the Sunshine Mine. That's a big old scaffolding they used to build just to go up and get the metals. That's exactly what caught on fire at the Sunshine. So we don't do it that way anymore. We do stoping right here. We're gonna grab that machine right there. That's what we use to go straight up. We're gonna, let's say you and I are right here. We're gonna go straight up. We're gonna put an ore chute in. We're gonna put a manway in. We're gonna put a secondary ore chute in case one of them gets plugged. We're gonna grab that machine right behind that gentleman right there. That's called a jackleg. We're gonna get up there and we're gonna start drilling holes. Well, they've already blasted right here, folks. See all that rock laying down? This is called a slusher. That bucket comes back and forth, It brings that ore right into the top of that ore chute where it falls right into that train. Well, that train goes outside, whether they drive it out or goes up the elevator. But that train goes outside, and this is the first step of the process. The train will go outside, and there's a mill at the top of every single mine. They're gonna take this rock right here, and they're gonna pulverize it. They're gonna bring it right down to a fine, fine flour. At that time, they're gonna take it, why don't you take your hat off and take all that stuff off and put it on proper?
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. That feel better?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Where was I? Oh, they're gonna take that, all that crushed rock and they're gonna dump it in this great big vat that's got chemicals and water in it. There's an agitator in the middle of it. That agitator is gonna make bubbles. It's amazing what happens. Those chemicals is gonna break up all the lead, the gold, the copper, the zinc, gonna break up everything and it's gonna come right to the top. It's gonna float right to the top. Those bubbles will take them and float them right off. That's what we call concentrates. They call it froth flotation if you guys wanna look it up later. But those concentrates go right off. That's what we call concentrates. That's what goes to the smelter. What's left over is sand. We're gonna mix it with concrete and we're gonna pump it directly back down underground. We call it sand fill. They've already mined all this out. They're filling it up now and they're working right directly on top of it. That's how we do it. Stoping, the cut and fill method. We're gonna turn this jackleg on. Gonna rock your world. You guys plug your ears.
We're here, buddy. Plug your ears.
Cover your hands on your ears.
This machine right here weighs 135 pounds. These miners have to grab it on a daily basis and put 20 to 30 holes right the side of the mountain, 10 feet deep. Load it with dynamite and blow it up before they go home every day. That's a day's pay mine. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
I'd like to run that all day long.
Yeah.
My God. So what we're gonna do next, folks, did you think I drilled you a hole right there? That hole was already there. So now we're gonna take dynamite and we're gonna take what we call a blasting cap. This is a blasting cap right here. This ignites the dynamite. They all have a number to them. So we're gonna take this dynamite using a wood pole. I'm gonna use a wood pole and I'm gonna put it right directly in the mountain. Why am I using a wood stick?
No spark.
No sparks, you're exactly right. So we put the dynamite all the way in there, then we take what we call ammonium nitrate. Ammonium nitrate is nothing but fertilizer laced with diesel fuel. And we pack the dynamite right in there. Then we blow it up. You guys wanna blow something up? There it is right there. That's 10 feet tall. Explain it to you. There's a relief hole right there. There's a relief hole right there. So the first one that's gonna go off is the one right in the middle. When it goes off, it leaves a cavity just like this. 10 feet deep. The next ones are all based on milliseconds. How many milliseconds in a second? 1,000. That's how fast this goes. So that would be an odd 2. That would be an odd 3. Those would be an odd 4. And these would on the bottom would be an odd 5. The ones on the bottom, the odd 5s, they're drilled on a 45-degree angle. Down. So when they go off, it picks all this rock up out here, brings it out. You got a 10-foot hole right there.
That's really cool.
Somebody say fire in the hole. It's not gonna be loud, kids.
Yell it, Hazel.
It's not gonna be loud,
Do you want
kids.
to say fire in the hole?
It's not gonna be
Yell
loud.
It's not going to be loud. You don't got to plug your ears.
Say fire
Just
in the
say
hole.
fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
Real loud.
Real loud.
Fire in the hole. There you go. Boom, 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 boom.
That's
See how
when
that
they all
works?
light up and blow up.
I'm gonna walk you through it. The centers, big cavity, the odd 2s, they're crashing into each other right now. There goes the top and there goes the bottom. They've been doing that way for over 150 years. And it works. They use it to this day. So all of a sudden we got a big old hole there with a lot. Do you guys have any questions? No questions. Yes.
What's the world's deepest mine?
The world's deepest would have to be down in South America. Big old diamond mines. They're 2, 3, 4 miles deep. People love diamonds, they go that deep.
They keep digging for it.
Yeah. All right, folks, let's go look at the light at the end of the... This is not working, so we're not gonna operate it. But this is the slusher. Look at how small that rock is right there. That's what the blast does. The blast makes the rock that small. Right here, there's gonna be a great big opening. Instead of that rock sitting there, it's gonna fall straight down to the tray below us. You see how that works, folks?
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
This is where they turned around. They turned around right here. They came over here and they sunk a shaft. Follow me. Believe it or not, you and I were standing right there just a moment ago.
Wow.
We were right behind that petition. That's where I lit the candle.
Oh wow. That's really cool.
This is where they went there. That's exactly where they found the silver.
Oh wow.
Why is there water?
It's full of water right now.
Can I go swimming?
No, you wouldn't want to go swimming in there.
You guys see what I see? You see what I see? You see those quartz veins right
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
They saw those outside and they found it all the way in.
I don't think you want to go in there, buddy.
I'm gonna see if he does. It's not every day that you can go underground and see a fault line.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what that is right there. That is a fault line.
Just falls out.
All that black stuff you see is low-grade silver. There's some shiny stuff right there, I think. There's some shiny right there.
Oh, yeah. I see that shiny.
I do.
Galena
I
lead.
do.
That's Galena lead.
There's like a gold.
The rest of that is silver.
That's
Come
so
on down,
cool.
folks. I mean,
Here, yep.
Yeah, let's keep moving so everybody, he can shine his light up there for everyone else.
here. Slushing, all that rock would come down, it would stop. Well, here comes the train. They're gonna open this gate right here, and they're gonna they're gonna load up all the ore cars. They're working up there about 100 feet is where they work. That's what a stope is up there.
Oh, look at these.
Kids, we need y'all. You're taking a movie, so I want you to stand right there.
Yeah, thank you.
How many of you guys play Minecraft? How am I doing how do you like the way I do Minecraft?
He's a little crazy.
What's this called in Minecraft?
Flint and steel.
Minecraft.
What?
Flint and steel.
You got that wrong. Minecart.
Minecraft. What's this called in Minecraft? Ha, you guys don't have one. I need to call Minecraft and say we need a B12 mucker. That's what this is, folks. It's a B12 mucker. This machine is what put this tunnel in right here. There's a big bucket on the front of it. That bucket comes up and jumps right into that mine cart.
That's so cool.
Funner than hell to operate.
I bet.
Probably the most dangerous machine in the mine. All right, plug your ears. See that bucket could hit you in the head?
Oh, yeah.
With all these-
That would be awesome.
No.
Yeah, I used to work on this thing, it's now antique.
Dustin, I went like that by accident.
What the hell does that mean?
I was gonna say.
Oh, I bet.
But this is the machine to put this tunnel in right here.
Wow.
Now in these mines today, these tunnels are twice as wide, they're 3 times as tall. You've got 15 to 20 ton dump trucks underground nowadays. Big Michigan loaders loading it up. Yes, dear.
I think you could get that in modified Minecraft.
Well, you write them a letter and say, would you modify your Minecraft and get us a B12 mucker? All right? Do
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna need it.
I'm gonna stop you from
We'll look for that, okay, buddy?
All right, folks, do you have any questions for me? None at all. Let's go out and I'll show you some really cool rocks.
Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, what's happening? That was an old industrial compressor when we had the school here. Instead of taking it out, we put eyes on him.
That's awesome.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby, what's happening? Look at the quartz veins right here. See those quartz veins? This is how far they made it in the first 7 years.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
That was all dug out by hand.
Wow.
You can imagine.
How do you
Everything from right here, that direction was done with that B12 mucker.
Jeez.
You ever hear the story they missed it by that much?
Yeah.
Well, look at here.
No.
There's a vein right there.
Oh my god.
There's one right there, there's another one right here.
They missed it by that much.
Yeah.
When they started this, was the pay really good?
Well, they
guys.
probably didn't make any money back in the day.
Jeez.
They were looking for the gold and the silver. That's how they were gonna get paid.
Oh my god.
You were working for
Just
free until
motivated
you...
on hope.
Yeah.
Watch your head going through here.
We were luckier than him, weren't we?
Say hi, you ready?
We were luckier than Freddie.